speaking of designs, I have this thing of originality. You know, all my work is original when it comes to masks. And the reason why is, why would you guys waste your time making something that already exists, that maybe hundreds or maybe thousands of people have already made? You know, take the time and make your own designs. When you make your own designs, there are no fences, no barbed wire, no, all that stuff. Because when you make something that's self-designed, you can go anywhere. You're free to go wherever you want. But if you make something that's, already been made, like, I don't know, for, like Slipknot masks or something, you're trapped in that one spot. Especially if you guys are beginners. You don't want to start on something advanced. So it's always good if you guys always make your own designs and creations and stuff when it comes to masks. So back to mask names. It's always good if you guys come up with names that correspond to what you're about to do. Like, for example, the Watcher of Crows. It's basically a scarecrow mask, first off. And if you guys are one of those people who make their sculpture first and then name it, go ahead, be my guest. But for me personally, what I do is I make the name first and then make the design of the mask and then the sculpture. The reason why I do that is because basically the name is, like, the name is like the soul of the mask itself. Once you pick a name, you're picking, like, the shape of the mask and the structure and all the different, ideas for it and all that stuff. So that's good. You should always make, the name of the mask first before you do anything. Also, speaking of mask names, if you don't know what to think of for a mask name, usually the good names for mask making or for masks are usually the ones that are simple. So think of the most simple words out there, and you can use that as the name for your mask. Also, inspiration is one of the big things for this step, which is pre-sculpting. Inspiration happens in every single artist. You get inspired by another person's work. You might get inspired by a horror movie or something like that. So it's always good if you guys get inspired by something or another person's work. And when I mean by inspired, I don't mean by copying every single detail. I mean getting inspired, like saying, oh look, he did that mask, that's pretty cool, I should make one something similar to that, but not quite exact. Get what I'm saying? So inspiration is always needed. It's like your artistic fuel to make more, if you guys get what I'm saying. So if you don't have an ounce of inspiration in you, well, I don't know what to say. I don't know what kind of human beings you guys are. So it's always good to have inspiration. And remember, inspiration can be in the form of another person's painting, mask, poem, horror movies. I got quite a few right there. I don't know if you guys can see that. And some other stuff. So I get my inspiration from my personal life. I look at the negative things in my life and I make a mask into it. So yeah, that's how I get my ideas, first off. So yeah, that's pre-sculpting. And make sure you gather up enough ideas for a mask, and also gather up your materials. There's quite a few starter kits in Monster Makers, and yeah, you guys should check that out. But I warn you, it's a bit expensive, so save up for it. So yeah, that's pre-sculpting, main step number 1, and this is day 1. Day 2. Oh yeah, also for the mannequin heads, make sure you guys buy this kind or that kind, doesn't matter. As you can see, that one broke in the making of Freak Show 3, but that's okay. So it's good to buy these kind, which is from Monster Makers, or the one from Composite Effects, because first off, it resembles an actual human face, so that can help out the structure of your mask and how it looks and stuff. So it's always good to buy these kinds. Alright, so yeah, that's the end of main step number 1, pre-sculpting, and this is day 1. Alright guys, this is day 2, and we're on main step number 2, which is sculpting. Now, once again, sculpting's not something you guys will get in like, I don't know, like 1 month or two. It's something that you guys have to practice, like, every week, every month, and so on. And I promise you guys, you will get better if you keep on practicing. When it comes to drawing, and when it comes to copying your drawing for your sculpture, like, for instance, this one right here, I'll guarantee you guys that it will not look like that after the final sculpture is done. And cause you got the sculpture itself tends to evolve while you're sculpting, So yeah, so basically, when you draw something, it's definitely not gonna look like that. So the final sculpture will actually be better. So yeah, keep that in mind. So you guys have made, or you guys have come up with your mask names, like the name for your masks so far, and that's good. So you got the soul of the mask. Now all you need to do is build up the actual physical appearance. So yeah, so think of it as like a baby, So you've already got the name for the baby, like the soul and everything. Now all you need to do is make the actual physical appearance. So yeah, that will build up over time. So you can't sculpt something and expect it to be done one day. So never rush in your sculpture, first off. Oh yeah, also when it comes to design, you guys shouldn't always think about how cool your design is and all that stuff. You guys should also think about the person wearing your mask or your design. Because if you guys make like something that has no nose holes, how is the person gonna breathe? You guys should always think about that, and also think about the eye holes for the mask and stuff. And so yeah, just don't think about. Make a cool design. Just don't make it to the point where the person inside can't breathe or can't even see. So think about that. And also, it's also good to take pictures of your sculpture and the molds you make and the paintings. And that's actually pretty good because you guys can actually look back at what you have made and you guys can learn from your mistakes. And yeah, for tools, these tools can be bought at monstermakers.com. And as you can see, I have quite a few. These tools right here actually come from the kit itself. The starter kit, the advanced kits like that in Monster Makers. Yeah, these tools should also come with it. So there's quite a variety of tools right here. So one of the tools that you really need for mask making is this. I don't really know what it's called, but I call it the scraper. Basically because you scrape the clay, and what it actually does is it shortens the amount of clay there is, and also it smoothens it out. And also, you guys need to buy this. It's called a Exacto Knife, and this thing is good for sharp cutting, and real fine detail. You guys can also buy the alternate blades for it. So yeah, it's not that expensive. And there's also the miniatures version of this. So you guys can use this for digging out the eye holes and other details and stuff. There's also the other tools. Wooden tools, like the sharp ones are usually the ones I use for the fine detail for the mask and stuff. And also there's the texture stamps. I really don't use these, but I'm gonna be using these for the mask I'm gonna make right now. These are actually good for obviously texture and stuff. And these are good for modeling clay because first of all it's squishy and it's not as hard as the oil-based clay. So you can buy these separately in Monster Makers for like I think $6 or more. I'm not sure. So there's actually more kinds of clay, and I suggest you guys use the clay that doesn't harden, like the oil-based clay that's included in the starter kit, and also, or you guys can buy the high-quality modeling clay that I use, and you can buy. I bought this actually in Pearls Arts and Crafts, and they also have a site. So yeah, you guys can order it from that site. Then the site will be in the description. So look for the link.